Ready?
Hey.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of After Hours at Blondie's. We have Maze and Blondie. And soon, special guests. I am so stinking excited.
Wow.
Stinking.
I apologize for the foul language in advance.
It's getting a little out of
She's
hand.
in a bit of a mood.
Yeah. We have a situation on our hands, aka me. Stinking excited for some special collaborations coming up. So tonight might be a little bit shorter than normal, a little bit more simple, but just know there is things in the mix and in rolling that we have things to look forward to.
Not every weekend is a banger.
No.
So.
And if it was, we would not be here. We would be asleep.
I do have some things to talk about today that don't involve this particular weekend, but future weekends. But I want to hear about your weekend.
My weekend?
Yes.
Ooh, Bobcat. Hello. Welcome in. For anybody that doesn't know, we stream live on Twitch at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays.
7 p.m.-ish.
That's a heavy recommendation. So my weekend started out on Friday, and I was very kindly invited to Jesu and Pika's barge stream. First of all, can we just talk about a barge for a moment? I thought we were talking about a tanker. Like here in Vancouver, we have huge, big, massive tankers that I call barges.
No, but the barge is the thing that's towed by a tugboat.
Okay, even that. Yeah. I was like, we're going to be on some industrial thing. It's going to be really cool. No. It's a floating motorized dock. It's just
it is a type of barge, but not really.
They call them barges, and I don't understand. I mean, it's a motorized
pretty rad.
Dock. Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Heckin' cool. Yeah. So that was very interesting. We started off, Jesu and Pika played, and then they had special guest Ski Tour.
Oh, nice.
Who are legends in the Vancouver scene.
The island, but yes.
Oh, in the island?
Yeah,
I think they're here at Legendary pretty. Yeah.
But they're from the island. They're actual legends on the island for sure.
Yeah, they are so cool. I saw them first in 2015 at Shambhala. That was my very first experience. And for anybody that doesn't know, they always open up one of the stages called the Amphitheater Amp at Shambhala, and it's like the opening ceremonies. The very first show that everybody tries to go see is always on Thursday.
Yeah, it's always fun. I've seen them live.
Yeah.
At least a dozen times.
At
least a dozen times.
I've seen them probably.
And it's always fun. It's
once a year, at least twice a year.
Yeah, it's not necessarily my style of music, but I know what to expect there. It's always a good time. It's an hour in, hour out. Boom, I'm done. Bang, bang, off to something else.
Yeah.
But those guys are great. Can't complain. I'll always go see their show if it's available.
Yeah.
Because it's just gonna be a good, fun,
great
high
show.
Energy, pure entertainment.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So they were special guests on the pontoon,
or
on the.
That sounds more like what it is, a pontoon.
No,
almost.
They called it a barge. It's a barge. No. Anyways, technicalities. Yeah.
People call things a lot of things, but
they do.
They're not actually what those things are. Anyway,
English language is unique. Let's put it that way. So they were special guests, and then I showed up just going to there to have fun, and they said to me, "Do you have your USB?" And I said, of course, a DJ never leaves home without it. So I was so lucky enough to be able to play for 20 minutes or so, not very long, just to get my little feet wet. And I went back to back with Dave from Ski Tour for those 20 minutes. And it was such a pinch me moment. And he said to me after, I really liked your music. Whether or not he was being nice, which he probably was, I don't care. I'm going to take that compliment to the grave. Yeah. And that was really...
On your tombstone was complimented by Ski Tour.
Dave said my music was cool. I was like, excellent. Okay, perfect. My life is made. I can get off the decks. We're done. Career's over. Yeah. So that was really fun. And then we went back to Jesu's friend's place and DJ'd for a little bit after, but Pike and I were very tired, and we said to each other, we will not stay long. We're going to keep our shoes on. And if you ever go to a party and you keep your shoes on, that means you're going home. So we have successfully got home after that. So it wasn't a crazy late night, but it was still super fun, and a cool guy club. The Cool Guy Club. He's also a DJ that DJs with Jesu. I think they're actually on right now. Nobody please stay here. But afterwards, please go and check them out. Jesse's live.
We've got a lot of people.
Yeah, Malibu Stacy's live. Yeah.
I think Tess is about to go live.
Yeah, anyway. She definitely is. At 9 p.m. is usually when she goes. Tess being new girl. Yeah. So that was my Friday, which was super fun. Then Saturday was a huge block party in Vancouver, and you actually went. I was thinking about going, and then decided super last minute that I was going to go somewhere else. But let's hear about your experience.
Yeah, so it was the Monster Cat Compound annual block party, and I did not go to a lot of it. I chose golf over the beginning half of it, as I didn't see anybody on the lineup that I particularly wanted to see. And from what I saw, the party was a lot different from the other times I've been. So before it was very open, you can walk in and out. Yeah. They had huge swaths of the place, like it's usually 3 blocks long, you know, and they have all 3 blocks like, you know, for
tents
this
all over the place.
So this time it looked like they had
stage on that end.
Yeah, so this time it looked like they had an entire block. They didn't have it anymore.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So one full block less. So now, so from what I gathered now, is they had lineups. They're very strict with attendance. You had to be in line. You had to have RSVP. Like all these things, which were normally completely irrelevant before. Like you used to RSVP, but then you'd go there. There's no gates. There's nobody checking. There's nothing. You just there was people checking ID to get into the beer gardens, but.
Yeah. Or like the VIP
or the
areas,
VIP, exactly. But just to be at the general vicinity of the block party was
it was literally that's what it was.
You just
it was
literally
just
walk
a
in,
block
walk
party.
out. Yeah, you can. And there's this one stage all the way at this end of the street, and then
the West End stage, and then the Monster Cat
stage. The big stage, all the way on the other side.
Yeah.
So this time that wasn't the case. So when I got there, I saw there was lineups everywhere, and I'm like, well, I am not lining up. Do you know who I am? I am not lining up.
Have you met him?
So I literally saw the security guard at the gate. I mean, people were hopping the fences.
Yeah.
And nobody gave a crap. But I saw the security guard. His attention was diverted for like 2 seconds talking to somebody else, and I literally just walked in.
Yeah.
And then I saw all my friends that I wanted to see were in the beer garden area. I'm tall. I just went
boop over the teeny tiny little fences.
That was it. So
yeah, you know, I mean, you're obviously overage, and
I'm old enough to be everybody who's working there's parents, and I don't drink, much. So there's really no reason for me not to be there.
Absolutely.
So anyway, when I got there, the DJ that was playing, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it started with a K.
Crankshack. Let me look it up.
Yeah. Anyway, rhythm. Dubstep producer / DJ. I'm not sure if he's a producer, but I assume he would be because they are from Monster Cat. And it was fine. He was good, actually. I mean, it's rhythm again. Yeah. Everybody knows my opinions on rhythm, but it was fun. I had a good time. I was feeling the energy, you know, let it all out for an hour, and then the next DJ came on, and he was so terrible.
Oh no! Was this at the small stage or the big stage?
This is the big stage, yeah.
Chill, perhaps?
Yeah, Blank was the one that was good.
Okay,
Blank was the one that was good, and then I guess Crankdat.
Crankdat was after he was closing out.
Crankdat, I hope you're watching. Hot garbage. Hot garbage.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh no!
Yeah, you are lowest common denominator. Entertainment.
Okay. Yeah. Walk me through this. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What is the music
it's just
like?
Bad music selection. Talking too much.
You talked on the mic.
Don't talk on the mic. Mixing from song to songs that really didn't go together. At weird times. It was just noise. It's like you're listening to noise. Yeah. You know, the previous producer was playing similar music, and it was cohesive, it was entertaining, it flowed well, the energy was good. He did all the things that a DJ is supposed to do. Did it well. Yeah. No complaints. No. You know, it's a genre of music I don't want to listen to most of the time, and it was very entertaining. I was fully bought in. The next guy comes on, kind of the same genre, just way less. Yeah. Just terrible. Yeah. Okay. And it was just, everything was crowded and the layout was different. There's not enough room. Like the way they set it up, it was like, you know, if you have a long street. Yeah. Let's see for the camera. If you got a long street, this is like the narrow end and the long end. Right. Normally the stage was set up here and you got all of this space to watch. But instead it was like set up like here.
Oh, so in the middle of the street?
To the corner, to the edge almost, yeah. And it was like, you know, everybody's kind of cram in, and you're like kind of cramming through the sides, and like there's not a lot of...
Because I was seeing photos and videos of it, and it looked like the stage was kind of centered in the middle. Yeah. There was 2 massive banners on the side, and then like just a swath, this huge bunch of people, right? Just like crowded, crammed in.
Last year's Westwood stage?
Yeah. Westwood being the small or the big?
The small stage.
Small stage.
Yeah. Imagine that, but pushed back and bigger.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh,
yeah,
that's really unfortunate.
It was like
even last
but
year,
it was
Westwood...
like they took the main stage with the visuals and the speakers, and moved it to where the Westwood was, and almost the same layout, but pushed back against the wall.
What the heck?
And that was it.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the other stage because I got there so late. Well, I don't even think it was open.
Yeah.
So
probably all done.
Yeah. Very disappointing. I don't know why they had to do that, but I suspect that the city didn't want them to do that huge, long setup anymore.
Yeah.
Which is a big shame. So
just another victim of Vancouver regulations. If that's the case, hopefully it's not, and they can fix it for next year. But
I don't know, but it was definitely not nearly as well set up, or not nearly as good as any other
previous years.
That I've been to.
Because I've really enjoyed previous years because you can walk around. There's tons of room. You just go and you chill and you have a beer and you have a sit and you have a listen, dance with your friends, and then you can leave whenever you want to. Yeah. As soon as I saw like
you can go in and out, it's no problem. This time it was like lineups, like
even
crazy.
On Monster Cat's own Instagram page, they were showing how long the free RSVP line is, and that's what immediately deterred me. I was like, I am not standing in that line for a free show. Like, I can go see them and pay and just get in normally, whatever. But the fun part about the block party is that you walk in,
you meet your friends, you do your thing. You know, there's vendors. There's like I didn't see any vendors. I mean, maybe they were there, but based on the layout, where were they gonna be? Like, apparently
there's people who do like you dip your hand in the water, and then there's like that cool design.
Cool, yeah.
I saw photos of it. Like photo.
So anyway, that was as far as going out this weekend. That's all I did. On Friday, I was I had to, Thursday night I had an all-nighter situation. It was kind of a mini emergency, so I did not sleep Thursday night, so I think I ended up crashing pretty early on Friday and didn't do anything. Not that I remember if there was anything on my radar. I can't even remember if there was anything on my radar, or even if I attempted to go to it. Yeah. So Friday was a bit of a nothing burger. I feel like
there really wasn't anything that was stand out to me that I really wanted to go to last weekend, other than Monster Cat. But then as soon as I saw all the promotion stuff and what people were saying, I mean, that
last weekend I was supposed to do something in Kelowna anyway for Tessa's Cabin or whatever, and I think that was last weekend anyway. So or is that this weekend? Either way, it's like either way, it's like I wasn't looking at anything else during this period of time anyway. So it's been a pretty quiet weekend. I went home after Monster Cat with a handful of friends, and we just played music at my place until like 3:00, which is when I kick everybody out all the time. So that's what we did, and that was it. So it's pretty chill.
I kind of did a renegade thing too. So one of my friends said that there was a whole bunch of people out at a secret beach, and I won't say which kind of beach so that nobody comes after us, but the police did come and check us out because we were outdoors, we were on a beach. It was very, very secluded. There was no random passerbyers or anything like that. Third beach. It's definitely not Third Beach, so people didn't really know what was up unless you were invited to go, kind of thing. So we got up there, and there was a DJ set up, controllers, 2 speakers, and so I had asked permission beforehand, but I was able to DJ a little bit there and just spun some tunes with the sunset setting, and it was really fun, and it was very nice. I think it was actually some of the Wonkadonk organizers were there. That was who was kind of setting it up, and there was a whole bunch of their friends. It was a goodbye party for something. And so that was really fun, but I was like, I really enjoyed the renegade vibes. Yeah. Just
seems
out
like a lot
there.
Less of that since COVID
we need more of that. I'm trying
more
to
of the renegades,
figure out how to get more of the renegades going, because there's potential down the line.
Even like the smaller raves, there's like almost none this year. Like Nothing. It felt like it was like Base Coast, and then in August there's supposed to be some stuff, and then it all got fired out, and I was just like, that's it. It's just there's nothing else.
Nothing.
And yeah.
Yeah, so pretty quiet weekend. Yeah. I'm okay with that though, to have like a little bit more of a quiet weekend.
Absolutely.
Chill. That was good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you wanted to talk about something.
Yeah,
you had something to discuss.
Well, very exciting news from Blueprint and Foundation was the announcement of the next show that they have coming up for Halloween at a location that they used to do their anniversary parties at. The Blueprint anniversary parties.
Is that where that is?
The convention center. Yeah.
Really?
The Vancouver Convention Center.
Vancouver Convention Center.
Yes.
That is going to be
huge
amazing.
Venue. Huge venue.
Yeah. I just saw the lineup and I bought tickets.
Yeah,
I didn't even check.
Yeah, the lineup is I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like, what a good lineup. And it's all very cohesive, like just the right group of artists.
It is. They all mesh very well with each other. So for anybody that doesn't know, let's get into it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we could show them.
Yeah. So we have Sam Steele, who is a Vancouver resident at Celebrities. Excellent artist. Amazing.
Great DJ,
Yeah. So he's opening up as Azeka. I don't know much about.
Yeah, don't know Azeka, but Lee Foss, house music legend.
Foss.
Yeah,
house music, deep tech. I saw him at Celebrities. He was like techno-esque, deep tech.
Yeah.
And he also has a record label. It's not coming to mind, but he's got one. And so I think Silva, DJ Sivs was in talks with maybe putting something on there. So he's been in and around the Vancouver scene. Yeah. So that's very exciting.
He's a legend all over Europe.
Legend. Yeah. He's world renowned. Yeah. And then Dubfire, which I don't know anything about.
Dubfire is also house music, like deep house.
Okay.
Yeah. Stuff like the tech house.
A vibe.
Yeah.
Then we have Vintage Culture.
Vintage Culture. If you don't know who Vintage Culture is, you don't listen to music at all.
Vintage Culture is papered across the world, pretty much. I saw Vintage Culture at Printworks before it shut down, along with Miss Monique and Yotto and Jan Blomqvist.
Oh yeah, Blomqvist. Yeah.
Blomqvist. Yeah, he was recently also in Vancouver. I didn't go see him because
I think that was this weekend. Now that you mention it.
Oh, maybe last weekend?
Yeah.
This weekend or last weekend?
Last week. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent artist. He's deep house, melodic tunes, melodic techno.
Yeah, kind of wish I went to see that.
Oh, amazing. And then headlining, drum roll please, because I'm so excited, Dom Dolla.
Yeah, Dom Dolla, the new hots.
All the vibes.
The new hotness.
Hottest kid in town. I am so excited. I'm really excited for this lineup because I've wanted to see Dom Dolla. Lee Foss was great.
That whole lineup just is like, wow.
Yeah.
Now, my problem, yes, I do have a problem with this.
Tell me.
Is that it is exactly the same night as Zoo.
No.
Yeah.
No. Whatever shall we do?
Well, thankfully,
Zoo.
This ends at 1.
Oh, thank God.
So I'm thinking I'll probably have to exit out at 12:30, so I'll miss half of Dom Dolla's. Assuming he goes on last.
I'm sure
he will. I'll survive.
Yeah. Dom Dolla's fun. I feel like he's got some really good vibes.
I'm sure he'll be around again soon.
Good music.
Like the ones I haven't seen Vintage Culture ever, which is so crazy because I've been a huge fan forever, but I don't think they've been in Vancouver.
I don't think they've been to
Lee
Vancouver
Foss I haven't
for a long
seen
time.
for years. Always a good time. Same thing with Dubfire. I think I haven't seen Dubfire as well, but I could be wrong on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking forward to all 3 of those. And Dom Dolla I would also be looking forward to, but I feel like he's going to be here next year.
Yeah.
100%. Like, I bet you between like winter and spring, he's going to be here again.
Another Celebrities
I
or
think
something
so.
like that.
Maybe even Harbor.
He's touring. You have to think about all the DJs who are currently touring right now, and Dom Dolla's definitely been
for sure. Yeah, so,
in and around all the tours and everything.
But I'm not going to miss a Zoo show. Not have. Every time I've seen Zoo live, it's been an incredible experience, and it's so good that if they were both exactly at the same time, I would have picked Zoo.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's fair. I understand.
Zoo's my favorite producer. That's just it is what it is.
Time.
So and there's a reason for that. So so what I'll do is I think 12:15, 12:30, I'll be out the door. Hopefully before the crowds. That will mean I will have no traffic or less traffic to get to Harbor, which is not far.
Yeah, and you don't drink, so you're good.
I don't drink. I don't do anything. So
you just.
Yeah, and I'll just get there and
then Harbor Center. Oh, that's not fair. Yeah. That's not very far at all.
Yeah, it's not
Harbor,
far. And
downtown.
And my friend is one of the main bouncers there, so I could probably get the front of the line and just get me in. So.
Just a little grease the wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Just a little. Anyway.
A little sideways.
Yeah. So anyway, I've complained on the show before.
Complained.
That we don't do enough things on Fridays.
No.
It's always double booked on Saturdays.
Yeah.
This is Friday. They're both on Fridays.
Oh my goodness. On Friday. So we still have the same problem.
It's the same problem. You just move the day.
Just rearrange the day. I mean, for two...
it's so irritating.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
But it's exciting. It'll be Halloween.
Yeah.
That'll be... I guess the unofficial or official Halloween weekend, so you'll be we'll be dressing up for that. It'll be fun.
I didn't even look at the date or where it was. That is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I just looked at Vintage Culture and Dom Dollar, and I said, and Lee Foss, and I said yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. That's a
give it to me more.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah. 100%. That's what we've been asking for.
This is why the Foundation series is so good, because we're getting a lot of these DJs. Which are not necessarily big in North America, but if you put them together, they could get a big enough show that it's worth bringing them here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
definitely.
I think with the way that things are going in our scene here, that we're gonna get more shows with these guys on their own, whereas we normally would get maybe once every 4 years, one of these guys would be like. Again, I don't think Vintage Culture has ever been to Vancouver, as far as I know.
Couldn't tell you, unless he was here a long time ago when it was MIA days and he was just up and coming.
So,
Same thing with John Summit. John Summit was at MIA years ago. That Silva opened for him, DJ Sivs. So it might be something like we didn't know who he was back then. We're like,
well, I've been listening to Vintage Culture since 2015, I think.
Oh, so, you would have known.
Yeah. I would have. It would have been on my radar because they're awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So
that's exciting.
So that's very exciting. Yeah. Very thrilled about that. I believe there's a Foundations this weekend. I think it's on
AC Slater is headlining.
Yeah.
I'm not so keen on that one.
Not super excited on that, but I could be convinced.
Bijou. Average Citizens, which is a Vancouver local rising DJ artist similar to Ski Tour. They're fantastic. And then Blossom. I don't know who Blossom is.
Yeah, I know Bijou and I know AC Slater, and that'll be fine. I'm not sure if I'm zazzed to go see that. But,
no, I wasn't excited. September 2nd.
So is that this weekend?
That is this weekend. So along with those, I have a cute little list of other things that are also coming up this weekend. Oh, we got a lot of comments. What's going on here? Hello. Tried to next time plan better. See some shows. So upcoming shows, and I want to highlight the artists and industry that is a little bit more underground. So basically the companies, we can kind of just run through them, but if you are out there and you want to take a pen and paper down, take some notes. In my paralegal days, that's what we would do. Raised by Rave. They are excellent. Northern House. They always partner with a lot of shows. So Northern House is putting on RX. They're partnered with RX.
Yeah, that's this Sunday, right?
This weekend, this Sunday, and very similar to the last one. It's going to be deep, melodic.
Yep.
I think I know who the artists are.
As soon as they release.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly.
We can talk about that later.
Yep. And then obviously we talked about Blueprint, which has Foundations. One interesting place that is coming
Blueprint's not underground, by the way.
No, they're not.
They are the leading dance music promoter company and own several clubs in the city.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
They're literally the antithesis of underground.
Let me just...
But
okay. Anyways.
They are not a bad thing, though. They're
but
not
they have
bad.
Foundations, and that's what I want to talk about.
Well, they're responsible for most of the artists we get here, so God bless them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, Alvaro is a true music head. Like, even though, like, they're the biggest and the most mainstream, and they run a lot of the clubs and blah, blah, blah. Alvaro is a music aficionado. He likes the stuff that you and I really like. Like, he's he's the owner of Blueprint. He's the main
head honcho.
Yeah. I don't think he has partners. He does have. He's kind of sold off parts of it too. Actually, my cousin Rob, he's partnered with them. They own Fortune, so Fortune's kind of under the Blueprint banner now.
Yeah.
I think he also got ties with some other people that they own like a bunch of property in the city. So anyway, but like as far as the decision making and direction of the company Blueprint is, he's the guy. Yeah.
Steering the ship.
Yep.
I love that. That's cool. So Hello Goodbye is slowly popping up to be one of the kind of underground, and I may or may not have something going on there in a couple of weeks.
So Hello Goodbye, for everybody who isn't aware, is a Yaletown place. Normally Yaletown.
Yeah.
But it is literally underground.
Very, very much so.
You have to go downstairs under the ground to get to it. So
yeah, it's the most underground that you can get to.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So there's a lot of events that are coming up there.
Yeah.
I may or may not allegedly have something going on there. I think JLab, Junk to Funk, JLab is something that she's got going on. She might have something there. Junk to Funk is also she's got a management company. Junk Management. So she has got a lot of connections in the city. She's got artists that she manages, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And then we've
Laura,
Queen. Wonkadonk also has underground shows. They've got boat parties, Social Sound, and then A Life Awakened, which is, we've talked about them before. We are mostly in that crew and that family, that sort of thing.
And there's more than those, but that's just a handful.
Yeah, so interesting events coming up this weekend. RX, we've got a great lineup for RX. Junk to Funk JLab has something on the 2nd. Entourage, also? Yes, she does.
What else? So is that a conflict or is that an evening thing?
Kilo, Howley, and Jake are on September 2nd.
So the evening?
Yeah, Med Grill and Bar. Ta-da.
Med Grill and Bar.
Mediterranean Grill and Bar. Yeah. So I don't know if it's necessarily a dance event.
Dinner.
Yeah, dinner and a show. We love that. Entourage by Cabo.
When you don't have alcohol and drugs in your life, you have to fill that hole in your soul, usually with
something else, with anything. And then we've got, all right, let's go like this. So Anima, I thought this was really cool. Anima is at Gorgomish. Anima?
It's Anima.
Oof, sorry. But Dreama is opening for Anima, and
Dreama.
You love Dreama. Yeah. So this is
that
on
an after hours show or is that a day show?
4 hours.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay, I could be interested in that.
10 to 2 a.m. September 8th, Anima.
Okay.
Dreama is opening along with Nick Zad.
Yeah, could be into
that. Which is cool.
Is that the same time as Rise and Shine, or is that the next weekend after that?
I will let you know momentarily. So Rise and Shine, September 8th to 10th. That is a Vancouver star-studded lineup. You have literally everyone from, again, Average Citizens,
so that's a conflict
Fort
with
Knox.
That, then.
Correct.
Yeah.
New Girl, Hallie, Koji, Francesco, Merpo. Everybody.
Yeah.
Steph's. So this is Rise and Shine.
Yeah. At the same time.
Fam Jam fundraiser. And it's more of a camping event.
It's a camping festival, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. September 8th to 10th. Let's see here. Yeah. Cameron St. Dennis is going to be there. So Westwood has some Westwood in the Dome, and I feel like they're more mainstream. But they do have some Vancouver artists opening up for them. Sosa, Fort Knox 5, and New Girl. That is on Saturday night. Yes, but which one? September 9th.
Yeah.
So that's something.
Yeah, I know New Girl was like choked that she had to ditch. She has to leave
Rise and Shine
after her set to go to the.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So that's Saturday, September 9th.
But,
it's called Rifflandia.
Rifflandia, yeah, on the island.
Rifflandia. Oh, on the island.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Anima. What else are we missing here? It is definitely not underground. Gordo is on September 15th, but Cameron St. Dennis and Bryn Liddell.
Yep.
Kedifir, Linden, Henry C., and Leon V.
It's an all-star lineup of locals.
So that is all locals, and they're all opening up for Gordo.
I don't know who Gordo is. Is that bad?
No, I don't think so. I don't know who Gordo is either. I'm sure it's fine. Sounds great.
Yeah, sure.
Wonderful.
Lovely.
And Catching Waves Boat Party is the last one that I saw, and this is by Sound Lab. But Orchid, Kedifir, Party Tech, Charlie. So this is going to be way more of like a bass heavy. You look so thrilled.
Sorry, no, it's not that I'm not thrilled. It's just don't know if I've got tired really fast today.
I did give him coffee, I promise.
I'm trying to caffeinate.
Right? Yeah, we've got the coffee there. So those are some interesting things to keep in your hats if you're looking for events in Vancouver over the next 2 weeks.
A lot going on this September. It's definitely not a quiet month, even though maybe last weekend was on the quieter side. It is not a quieter month, for sure.
No.
Yeah, it's,
so definitely...
And things will get even more ramped up going in October.
Yep.
It's just from, the summer feels so busy, and then you're like, okay, well, the summer's over. Maybe I can take a break. No. October, November, December, just like bang, 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 bang. So many things going on. And then January, crickets. Yeah.
Always, every year. So we got a good question from the audience. Okay. Can you guys speak on why everyone is so hyped about Gorgomish? How long do you have?
Yes, yeah. Okay, so, in a nutshell, Gorgomish is the longest running after hours in Vancouver. And it's basically a legend in Vancouver because they used to be curated mostly by Siavash Ashafania, who is now the head of U+1, which is almost a direct competitor to Gorgomish right now.
Correct.
So anyway, he had a very specific type of music that they played, and it was an almost exclusively European sound. It was deep house, minimal, deep progressive, deep tech, dark, melodic, dark, minimal, dark.
And this is arising from, I believe he's from Europe somewhere. I'm not sure, but he's bringing over that.
It doesn't matter. We don't have to talk about his background or anything. It's kind of not the point.
But is it not mimicking like Berlin sound?
Exactly. That's
underground
right. Yeah, underground
vibes.
European vibes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was very underground European vibes especially in a time where that was nowhere, even in remotely anywhere in this city.
We don't have that here. Yeah.
And back in like the mid 2000s, late 2000s, there were pockets of places that played house music. There was like nights at what's the place that used to be on Granville and Drake? That's
Afterlife?
No. It's on after hours. It's like a regular club, but it's
Republic?
No, further
Venue.
Up. No.
Caprice.
To Drake. LED. Further up to Drake. It's now like that posh.
Cabana?
No, past that. It's like a posh.
Richards on Richards?
That's not Granville.
That's Richards.
Yeah.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Anyway, it's the guy who owns Oak. What's it called?
64 Oak. Something like that.
Ginger 64. Thank you. Yes, Ginger 64. Close. So Ginger 64 used to have house music, once in a while, and but it was. And it was very, very rare to find, like, especially European dark underground type, nowhere. Nowhere. So people around the world knew that Gorgomish was, if you wanted to go to Vancouver and listen to this sound, this is the place.
Yeah, and the only place to go see it.
And the thing is that they never deviated from that. It is very much, very true to its cohesive message, and it never deviated from that. And after hours would come and go all the time, and Gorgomish was always there.
Yeah.
It's in a great location. The place itself, as far as the club's concerned, is lovely. It's the sound is always fantastic.
Yep.
It's very comfortable. There's places to sit. There's places to be cozy. There's places to like hide away. There's places, it's very textured and like. And it's
very meant and geared towards the after-hour atmosphere. It is very much an
after-hours atmosphere, and it's very, 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 it honors that. And now that Siavash is no longer a part of them, they're still, they still are very focused on what they like to do, but they're definitely branching out on the type of music that is there. So they're not always the same. You'll hear a lot of progressive now. You'll hear a lot of tech house now. You'll hear a lot of techno sometimes.
Still dark-esque vibes.
Yeah, it's still an after hours. It's very after hours. They want you to play after hours themed music, I guess you could say, but it's not as narrow as it used to be.
Correct.
But that's okay. That was wonderful.
They'll still go in and out of that sound, but they're adding on
to be honest,
have it.
Mostly will play that sound most of the time. It's just that they do. it's not as like nothing else will play there
as
now.
strict as it was before.
So and if you're me, you don't like to go to after hours. I've never liked to go to after hours.
No, I've never been.
Will be there. I've been there many times. I can't count how many times I've been to Gorg.
Yeah, even before COVID, I would very solidly say I had never been to Gorg.
Really?
Yeah, before. There was this one time where I was underage and they held underage events there, but it was definitely not.
Yeah, they were 10 to 2.
Gorgomish.
They were 10 to 2. Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
No, they were definitely. It was like underage, meant to be underage. You know, that sort of thing. So I have never been to Gorgomish before COVID. Then as soon as COVID hit, everything changed. The whole world changed. My sound that I like to listen to became more of that deep, dark, melodic.
Sure.
And I like to listen to that. Yeah. So I've been there more times than I can count.
Yeah.
And
I've been going to Gorg for 15 years.
Yeah.
I've known about it, and I don't like to go there that often because I just don't like to stay up that late. Even back in the days when I used to party very hard and stay up all weekend, I still, every time we were there, I would always say, if you ended up in Gorgomish, you made multiple bad decisions that evening. It's just like
sucked in.
Not that it's a bad place.
No,
it's not a bad place.
Fantastic.
It's just the nature of the beast of going to after hours usually involves certain decisions that are not conducive to
activities.
Decisions not conducive to health and wellness.
No. The most annoying part about Gorgomish, if you stay late, you leave the club at 8 in the morning. A&W is closed until 9.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm very disappointed that they're closed from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and you're leaving the club
at 8.
At 8 a.m. craving chicken.
That's your cue to leave the club at 6:30 a.m. to get there before they close.
Home. Just go home.
Yeah,
right?
That's my only story. My buddy Cole, who's my American friend that you've met.
Yes.
Him and I were there. Yes. This is over 10 years ago. A long time ago. And we were, partaking on certain stimulants that evening. And we were there till God knows when in the morning. And Gorg used to be open till like 10 a.m. sometimes back then. So.
I mean, during the weekends, the long weekends, they will stay open till 10.
Yeah, for sure. And so when we left, we were in our rave gear. Like, I was wearing very obnoxious clothing, and so was he.
Those were the days.
And we got out, and there was a marathon running down the street. And this is when I used to live at Kyle's on Nelson and
Pacific.
Canby. Or Pacific, yeah. Basically. So the marathon was going all the way down those streets, whatever. So we were walking home, but we were like, full of piss and vinegar and so we're like, oh, this marathon's happening right now. So we just started to just run in the marathon until we got home. And people are waving at us and we were waving at them. And high-fiving people in the
they had
streets.
No idea.
And,
no clue.
Well, we didn't have numbers, but otherwise we were running.
Yeah.
It was like, this is easy. I mean, it's downhill.
That's the afters at the afters,
So anyway, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Very funny.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Another question: does Gorgomish give new DJs a chance? To a certain extent, they do.
Yeah,
and they do
you've got to be fairly proven before you can go there.
Yes.
Most people would consider playing at Gorg a rite of passage in the city.
Very much so.
I would say so.
Yeah.
So it's not a new artist showcase per se. However. If it's a certain one-off night where a certain promotional company is renting the space or they're featuring that company and they want to bring some DJs on that
and
may or may not
that's usually before the afters start. So the afters start at 2 a.m. and then they have it open for rental. Yeah. So I've DJ'd at Gorgomish twice, but in the what they call the daytime.
10 p.m. onwards,
10 p.m. I've opened twice, once for J-Lab, who is Junk to Funk, and then once for A Life Awakened.
Yeah.
And it's intimidating. That setup is different. It's got decks propped up like this, so you're looking at one here, and your mixer's down here. So as a new DJ, if I was brand spanking new, which I kind of was, it's a little bit and you're listening in your ear, you've got the monitors up here instead of to the side, so it's just a different physical setup. than what you have memorized at home kind of thing. So I'm definitely, I've got my eye on putting together a mix to submit to Graham, who does all the selections and everything. So hopefully maybe in the next couple months, like that's where I've got my target set, because I love my No Sunday Scaries, which is deep, dark, melodic. And so I'm integrating a lot more techno into that because I want to have that sound. I want to play at Gorgomish. Because once you have played at Gorgomish, it's kind of like you said, a rite of passage.
It's kind of a rite of passage in the city, especially if you're in the house music or dance music scene. And you know, it's again, it is pretty exclusionary to people who play music that is more you know, energetic, daytime, nighttime, whatever.
And I'm known
but that's fine.
I'm currently known in the city apparently as like tech house music, which I love. I don't mind.
And that's what you started playing, but I think you are transitioning out of that.
I'm slowly getting into deeper melodic.
I think you're being booked for the old stuff that you played, but you want to. That's not what you want to play anymore.
No, I want to be able to play both. I want to be able to play it all, but I think my sound is really developing now into like a little bit of a darker tone, and I'm A-okay with that because I like the idea of putting my brand, which is pink and sparkly and paralegal and blonde, next to the dark sound is kind of...
and I told you this was going to happen when you started. I was like, this is the progression of people who listen to a lot of music, is that you know, you think you love the music that you listen to, and then when you get deep into it, you start listening to it a lot. You know, tech house gets fucking boring.
Oh my goodness.
It gets fucking boring, and
really,
you start
especially playing it too.
And then you start to get really like your ear becomes so in tune to song structure and the different layers and instruments and honestly, when you do that, progressive becomes so much more interesting.
It does.
It becomes so much more
because
interesting.
you're listening to that all the time, and I don't knock anybody for doing tech house, anything. Do you live your best life?
Live your life,
but at the same time...
And there's a lot of good tech house out there, I mean,
much.
You know, there's a lot of tech house DJs that I listen to, and I go to their shows, I'm never bored. You know, like New Girl, we talk about all the time. You know,
house
Merpo,
music,
I every time I see her live, it's a good time, you know, and the list goes on and on, you know, I mean, just because I don't particularly like that sound. I mean, fucking Gellert, Nightcraft, he plays tech house all the time. Now, he does lean darker, but he still plays tech house mostly. And I
think that's where I'm leaning to too, is like the darker versions of bass house, the darker versions of tech house. Because even I've been doing these daytime sets on Twitch, and I was thinking, before I was doing a lot more tech house, and I was just like, my heart's just not in it. It just sounds like the same thing after 3 hours. And I know people love to listen to that, and I know people come from all over the internets to come and listen. Hopefully they do. But I'm just, you know, my heart's not in it, so I have to figure out something else that I want to put out. And what came to me like, was...
Are you going to be playing to the crowds, or are you going to be playing to the DJs? That's always my thing, right? You know, as a photographer, you know, I always say that I try to be a photographer's photographer. You know, I'm not shooting for what the average because like you could literally I literally saw a picture today, and this girl, she posted a photo that a photographer took of her against a plain wall with a plain light. And I was like, I would never post that photo. And she feels like, I mean, there's one reason why she posted that photo. She thinks she looks good in that photo.
Amazing.
And she does look good in that photo. Why? Because she's good looking. Not because the photo's good.
Right.
The photo is like any schmo that can crop a photo could take that shot.
Right. Just,
you know? You know, it's just like, you know, but it's not like, it's not that interesting. If you took another hot girl and put her in there, it's the same photo.
Same thing.
So it's like, what are we doing? What's the story it's
telling?
Right,
I understand being DJ's DJ, you have an interesting sound and something to listen to.
You know that the person listening is not just listening. They're analyzing it. They're tearing it down and building it up, and if they're impressed by it, then you know you've done something.
Yes.
You know, and that's what I'm talking about when I do photography, because I have not mastered DJing, but photography I've more or less mastered. So for me, I've always wanted to be at that point where I can say like, yes, I take a photo, photographers are like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So
and
it's like, that's when I know. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I want to get to that way with DJing. I don't think I will necessarily get there from a technique standpoint, but I know from song selection, if I'm not already there, I definitely very close.
Yeah, so, I believe it. Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's the thing of it too, is like even when you start producing, like I'm starting to learn how to produce now, and what I can make right now is tech house songs. And I'm like, I don't want to be known as tech house,
you know. And the thing is like, why can I make these songs? Because they're easy.
They're so easy.
Their structure
and now
is
that
basic,
I'm making them, I'm like, now I'm really over them. Yeah. So I don't even want to like try and put them out, or maybe I'll shop them around. I've got a collaboration. I think I'm going to collaborate actually with Alia.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be a secret, but I think he's just such a talented bass artist, and I love his darker sound, and he's so talented. Yeah. If anybody that doesn't know, Alia's a staple. He's been in the industry forever. I'd love to have him on the podcast.
Yeah. I grew up with Alia, and it's funny. It's one time we went to, we're segueing here, but we went to a show called Lucky in Seattle.
Yeah.
And I used to go to Seattle all the time. I had a huge group of friends there when I was part of a BMW car club. And we're talking like 20 years ago almost here.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, long time ago. So we were going to this show, and Alia was playing at this show. Lucky is... I forgot the group in Seattle, but it's like the blueprint of Seattle. They do Lucky, they do Freak Night, they do Resolution, like all the big festivals.
Yeah.
They were like the blueprint of Seattle, if not even bigger, because they were like huge there.
Yeah.
Huge. They would show those shows that I mentioned were like massive raves. So anyway, we're going, and Alia's playing, a middle of the day main stage set, and he was there. We didn't go with him, but we knew he was there. We were going to meet him there because he was playing, and a bunch of us, we just went together as a group. And some of my friends from the States were going, and like my buddy Dan was like, oh yeah, I love this guy. His name's Alia. He's one of my favorite DJs. We're going to see him, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I was like, are you talking about Alia? Because I don't know, like, I'm like, Alia is just like, my buddy Alia is just like the guy, I was like, and he's like, yeah, Alia, yeah, blah, 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 all this stuff. And Alia's actually played at Paradiso. He played at Paradiso too. He was, So
like, he hasn't played in a long time. I would say maybe
he used to be more of an institution back in the day for sure. But
and now he's kind of slowly gotten out of it. I think his life is...
I don't know. It's not a focus anymore, I guess.
I tell you what, we'll have him on the podcast. We'll ask him.
100%, yeah. But he's played at some big shows. Like, big shows.
Yeah.
And
I
was like, Alia? Because we're talking about, like, I didn't really know, like, Alia's impact in the music scene, because I was just getting into electronic music kind of at that time.
Okay, yeah.
I was maybe 3 years into it, not, like... He's been around since the rave days in like the 90s. Like he's huge in that, he was really big in the local scene since I was in high school. Early 20s.
Huh. He's at every show, every event. He still loves the music and stuff like that.
So and I was talking to my buddy that in the States that we were there with, and I was like, I went to high school with Alia. We can go see him like literally after his set. Like we can go talk. We're here to hang out with him after his set.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh my god, seriously, oh my god, he was so excited. It was so funny. It was really funny.
I love that though. Like a local Vancouver artist, you're known, talented, and that's
has
the same
a following
thing.
In Seattle.
Random,
really?
but like sure, okay. Yeah, so like when I was getting into the scene too, he was big, and I thought he was the coolest thing ever. Now he's my friend, which I'm so honored about. But we always said Alia plays what Alia wants. Like it was always...
You don't know what he's going to play.
You don't... You can't tell him what to play. Yeah. You can't tell him to follow another DJ. No. He is going to play exactly what his heart desires. Yeah. And like now that I'm playing, I'm like the balls. Yeah. The balls on that guy to just throw down and put whatever he wants out there.
Yeah. And he's such a good DJ, but sometimes he just doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Sloppy trans. I don't care. He's not beat match. What's that? I don't know. Who cares?
But like that's part of his charm. He's just like, this is who I am. Take me or leave me. And as an artist, I think that's so cool. So admirable.
Yeah. The always authentic Alia.
Always.
Yeah. I've had so many fun nights with Alia.
Yeah.
So, like one of the first
just a good dude.
Yeah, and it's funny when I first got into electronic music, I was so into dubstep, and he wasn't a big dubstep fan at the time. This is like 2010 10 or 11.
Okay.
And I was having a birthday party at a studio, and then he offered to DJ, and I was like, well, can we play some dubstep? He's like, oh, I don't want to play dubstep. I'm like, sure, I'll do it for your birthday.
Ollie plays what Ollie wants.
Yeah. So he played all, like, I gave him a playlist of, like, bangers, like, you know, we're talking, like, Bass Cannon and, you know, Cinema, Remix, and, like, you know, like the old school dubstep tracks. Yeah. And he did, and we had so much fun, and he actually got into it, too, and it was, like, so much fun, like, and... I've partied with Alia.
More times than
if I could say I've partied with Alia 1,000 times, that would be a fairly close to accurate number.
Yeah.
Like it's like we've partied a lot. Anyway,
yeah. Bless him.
I think we're rambling at this point, but yeah.
We're talking about Vancouver artists and DJs and things that we love. So we will have them on the podcast. I just got confirmation as we were chatting. I've got another podcast artist that we have to interview. So I think we'll have some more people on very soon, and I'm organizing things.
I know you guys are bored of me already, so
kick him out, get him out of here. Yeah,
it's like bring out the redhead with the tits. Who needs this guy?
Oh, I miss her. She'll be back eventually. She'll be back, but in the meantime, you've got us. I'm so sorry, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
And some potential collaborations with maybe a production company in the future. So we're just little grassroots. Just enjoying one song at a time.
We'll start at 10 people, and maybe we'll have 100 people watching one day.
Can you imagine? We'll remember this moment. Yeah. Well, I think that's it. Any last thoughts, words, comments, cares, concerns?
Yep. I guess looking forward to the future.
Yeah,
as we always are.
Always are. Yeah. We will check back in next week, 7 p.m.-ish, Pacific Standard Time on Wednesdays, and hopefully we'll have somebody sitting right here, or right here,
maybe,
or right here, or right there. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you soon. Ta-da!
Delightful.
Any comments that we missed? Anybody else?
Get this guy out of here.
Get him out of here.